You, my brother?
Alhamdulillah, you?
Good, alhamdulillah. So we just had the news that a training partner with you, Khabib,
Nurmagomedov.
that you've been did you grow up with, training with?
We know each other, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
So you were a professional fighter for 15, how many?
15 years of professional fighting.
Tell us a little bit about that. You know, people you've trained with and...
There's a lot of brothers, in our region. We have a lot of Muslim brothers. They fought all over the world, and now they all represent us in UFC, the biggest organization in the world. Well, we just got the Khabib Nurmagomedov, who became the first Muslim UFC champion in history. He just made the history yesterday.
New undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov!
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. Without God, we cannot do nothing. Everything is nothing. Number one, believe on your one God.
Alhamdulillah. But yeah, I started training when I was 5 years old. I was competing in wrestling, sambo, kickboxing, Muay Thai. And then, my friend brought me over here and started fighting here professionally in Las Vegas, Colorado, all over, Brazil. And, recently, maybe 2 years ago, I stopped fighting. I decided to stop because we know it's haram.
So that was your dream. I mean, you were telling me about, many people don't understand the climate there. Is it Dagestan?
Dagestan, Chechnya. This is like a Caucasus Mountain, this area where it's little countries, but a lot of different languages, different flags. This is a country. They just republic of the Russia, because this was back in the days, it was Soviet Union. Some countries come out of the Soviet Union, became their own independent countries, and some still stay in Russia. So this is part of the Russia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different countries like Chechnya, Ingushetia, Dagestan, Ossetia, Kabardino-Balkaria, Karachay, Cherkessia. Most of this country, probably 90%, is Muslim countries. So yeah, there's a lot of tough people come out of the best athletes in the world has come out of this region. But we always have a Muslim, but little small community. Back in Soviet Union, they was trying to kill their religion at all. Doesn't matter what religion this was. They was trying to take the people away from religion completely. Make them focus, make everybody equal. Everybody hear about the communism. But now, the Islam is raising up over there. The brothers start to go into the masjid, start to learn more. A lot of people going and studying Mecca and Medina. Bringing, a lot of young people start to be proud of who they are.
But you were telling me that usually the people who end up turning towards the fighting as an art, they don't have many choices. Explain that to me.
Yeah, because this country, you have to know someone to get, to get the job, or you have to have money to pay to get the position, and it's very difficult. So there's a lot of criminals over there, or the people who became athletes to support their family. There's only way to make money. And the way they pay, like salary in Russia, an example, you can make $100 a month. Tell them what is enough to pay. Nothing. For 100, like in America, what are you going to pay? Your gas? Fill up the tank. Mm-hmm. So, this is difficult. And a lot of people became fighters because you can make good living, take care of your family, support your family. They don't do this because it's fun. A lot of brothers know this haram. A lot of brothers, there's no other they don't choose that because they have to support their family. They have big families. Muslims have a lot of families, and it's not like you just take care of your mom and dad and your brother. You take care of your cousins, you take care of your third cousins, and you take care of all your neighbors. You know what I mean? So you take care of all the people.
Your dream was to be a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And you gave that up. And you mentioned something in Arabic word that it was something that was haram. This is prohibited. If this is something now that we see a lot of what people perceive as violence there, and people try to equate Muslims as being violent, this is not even, and many people, they leave off like you have, fighting like you did in general because of your religion. That's profound. You left it because your religion prohibits you from hitting another human being, an animal, let alone a human being, doing any harm to him, right? So now this is something that kind of goes opposite to what's currently known. But let's say, so talk to me about that. What was it that you finally, okay, because you struggled with this for years, you know? Talk to me about this point.
When you do something all your life and there's all you know, like today, an example, you have a cell phone, right? Trying to take the cell phone away. It's like you have no hands. So I learned this, and this is all I did in my life, you know, and you have to give up on this. This is very difficult, especially for the people who is in a high level and superstars who cannot even walk away in the street without getting an autograph. And so this was difficult for me, but guess what? When you learn about the Islam, the Allah open your heart and you understand, if you're a believer, when you see the red light and you know if you're gonna drive through this red light, you're gonna get the ticket. So why you think if Allah tell you something, this is haram, this is forbidden for you, and you don't do this, you think you're not gonna get punished? So why is that? It's how can you consider yourself as a believer if you don't do what Allah tell you to do? This is all the reason. And you say you love the Prophet ﷺ. These days, you know, when you tell the people this is a sunnah, you have to do the sunnah, grow your beard, this, people, oh, this sunnah, I don't have to do it. How you don't have to do when the Allah in the Quran says, who do not listen to my Prophet ﷺ, he don't follow me. He sent us as a guidance. He give us the Prophet ﷺ so we can follow completely everything he taught us and teach us, you know. But MMA fighters, most of them, this is very good brothers, you know, they follow on everything. But like I say, there's different countries, different rules. Like an example, in America, fighters, they want to get famous, because they want to get money, because they want to get women, whatever it is, you know. My people, because they don't have no food on the table, because they want to feed their family, this is why they have to do it. This is a different, you know. It's not because they want to be famous and around. They don't need all that. They need to have money to take care of their mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, to give them education like any other people, to take care of their wives and stuff like this. Because there's no other income in these countries. It's very difficult to run the business or do stuff like that. This is why they have to deal with it. But most of them is very religious brothers and very good brothers who understand that. They just want to get the money and go out. Khabib is the first place. He's a very good role model for young people. He grew up as a very good person. He's very religious. If you see him every fight, he always greeting the Allah. He say Allah is number one.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. You know, Allah always have better plan than we have. And tomorrow God have plan. Inshallah, doesn't matter what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go keep forward, keep going, and make history. Inshallah. Thank you so much.
He's who give me everything, and this nothing come from me, this everything come from Allah. And he always say Alhamdulillah, he say Allahu Akbar, and he never shame and he never put his head down. He always representing, always proud to be a Muslim. When a lot of other people putting their head down and stuff like this, but the person in his position, when he knows if he gonna talk this way, a lot of people gonna turn away, the fans and all this media and stuff, he don't care, because he representing his religion. He's a good brother. Inshallah, he accomplished everything in the sport what can imagine. He became a UFC world champion, you know. Inshallah, Allah will guide him, and I'm pretty sure, you know, he already do a lot of good stuff what people don't do. He helps a lot of people. He helps a lot. He do a lot of stuff for a lot of brothers, you know. He's a very, very good person. Inshallah, Allah will gonna guide him, and he's gonna be living this stuff, and he's gonna use this power, you know, the media power, all this, like a bunch of followers and people. He's gonna make a dawah, inshallah, you know, and Allah will, and he's gonna bring a lot of people to the straight path. And you know, a lot of non-Muslims following him and look his lifestyle, you know, they hear these words, they hear how he talk, the way he treat the people, the way he act, they became interesting in Islam too. So this kind of dawah, like Muhammad Ali did in his days, back in the days, he did a lot of good stuff.
What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God. Owning real estate, going in business, teaching boxers, that won't get me to heaven. God is watching me. God don't praise me because I beat Joe Frazier. God don't care nothing about England or America as far as your wealth is all his. He wants to know, how do we treat each other? How do we help each other?
Even they trying to put the star with his name on the floor in Hollywood, and I know they put this on the wall because he said I don't want this, because this name of my Prophet ﷺ. So he did a lot of good for the community, you know. So inshallah, all these brothers who is looking over there, and the fighter brothers, you know, they're gonna open their hearts and they're gonna understand, you know, this dunya, this doesn't mean nothing. It's actually prison for the believer. You know, and inshallah they're gonna open their hearts, learn about the Islam, and they're gonna use that, you know, use that and expose and open up the humans' eyes to the religion of Islam, to understand the roots and the meaning of the real Islam, inshallah. We have to talk about this too. We have to, you know, stand up and talk for ourselves too. Like, you need to stop being scared, you know, shamed, you know, like growing your beard because you're gonna look some type of different or stuff like this. No, you're a Muslim, you have to represent, you have to be proud. And when you're gonna expose this religion to the other people, they're not gonna be feared too, because all they see in the media, they're scared. But when you show yourself, they're gonna open up and they're gonna understand the real Islam and the truth about this religion. You know, I was punching people for a living. I was, you know, but who stopped me from doing that? The Islam, the Deen. You know, the religion of Islam stopped me because it's forbidden in my religion. I cannot hurt another human being. The God says in the Quran, if you kill one innocent person, it's like you kill all the humanity. Nobody say this quote over there.
Yeah.
But that's how it is.